goal of this section is to do some examples on domain and range. Domain and range can be explained by different terms, such as domain can be x's or inputs, range can be outputs or y's. And so when you're looking at any type of a function or relation, you can notice that you're really looking at what are your x's and what are your y's. If you were to think about this falling down or shadowing the x-axis, which x's are covered? Or likewise, going this way to the y-axis, which y's are covered? So on this first problem, -1 is not included, so I would use a parenthesis. Parenthesis means not included, bracket means included. So going from -1, not including -1, to 5, because 5 is not included either. And then your y's are going to go from 0 to 4, not including them. So I'm using parentheses. Looking at this one, domain, not including -1, but including 1. So I'm going to use a bracket. And the range is going to go from 3, and it does include 5. Even though it doesn't include it here, it does include it on the right side. So it's going to go not including 3 to including 5. Looking at these as well. Domain x's, again, not including -4 to including 5. And we're starting at 1 and going to include 4. This is a little bit different. So we are including 0 on my x's. So that means it's going to be a bracket, 0 to 4, not including, because of the open circles. And here we're going on the y's, -3 to 1, not including. Looking at this one, notice there's an arrow here. This arrow means it's going to continue forever in that same direction. So the domain, you have to think about this extending all the way to the left, which means it's going to be not including -infinity. Infinity and -infinity will never be included because it's a concept, it's not a number. And I'm going to go on my x's to 3, which means this right here, I can't tell, let's just say that it is built in. So it's going to be 2, 3 included. The range is going to go all the way down into the y's. So it's -infinity to, let's say that that point is going to be at 3. So it's going to be the same exact thing as the domain. And lastly, on this problem, this is a piecewise function, so there's a lot going on here. Looking at the x's, if you extend this, all of the x's on the left are going to be included to 1, but the x's still are included at 1 to 2, and they're still included from 2 to infinity. So the domain actually is going to be a -infinity to a +infinity. And the range is going to be at 0. And you can see on this one, all of the y's are going to be covered in the positive direction. Even though there's breaks here, it's still covered here. So that means it's going to start at 0, including 0, and go to a +infinity. Again, infinity never included.